Guys, this is the almighty Game iTouch Master Pod iPad unboxing man reviewer from YouTube. My URL's in the sidebar. It's a bit too long for most of you to remember. But I just got my iPad. Now, yes, I did get the 64 model because I saw Steve Jobs there and he was just like, "Oh, you're my favorite YouTuber." And I'm just going to make up a bunch of stories because that's what most YouTubers do. So let's get into this box. I am so excited to do it, and let me just say the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I can't even begin to believe it. It's so nice and papery and nice, and that saran wrap, I mean that wrap must have taken hours to put on. They don't at all mass produce these. They're each made individually by hand, hand hammered, or so I've been told. Oh, I just really don't want to cut this saran wrap because it is just so perfect, and oh my gosh, I wish I could just keep this box perfectly unopened. It's just, Apple does everything right. I mean, just this sawing motion is already getting me scared because I so do not want to scratch the box that it comes in. So now we're going to tear it. Oh, I can't believe it. That was so painful. I could barely do it. There it is, 64 gigabytes, everyone. That's right, I'm wealthy. I got the 64 gigabyte version. After all, I am iTouch, iMaster, game reviewer, person, podmaster, iPad friend, Apple fanboy, Steve Jobs lover. That's my link, it's in the sidebar. Anyway, look, oh my gosh, the matte feeling of this box is just, oh, I could lick it. I'll just have to do more of that later. Except for I wetted the box a little. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost damaged the box. This box is wonderful, and it's made out of real cardboard. Oh, this box is excellent. So I'm going to pull the lid off here, and I really want to be careful because if I don't pull it off absolutely perfectly, it'll ruin the moment. Oh. Now everybody pull out your cameras because this is a moment no one has ever seen before on YouTube. Oh my gosh, there it is. It's the Apple iPad. It actually looks a little bit used and it looks like there's some boogers on the surface, but that's okay. As long as they're Steve's boogers, that's fine by me. So, as you can clearly see, there is a tab here, and that tab would most likely indicate that you were to pull the tab. Now, although I don't know, I may want to go and research this on the internet because I'm not positively sure. And if I were to pull the iPad out of this box, if it were, sitting in a display, it may break the tab. And breaking the tab would just, don't worry everyone, we did it. So there it is, it's the iPad. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. It's perfect. So here, oh my gosh, see this pull tab? These are the incredible things that Apple does. Designed by Apple in California. It was designed here in America. This American company designed it here. As you can clearly see, there is a cutout for your button to ensure that your button does not get damaged in transmit. So I'm so nervous to pull this tab up because, I'm glad I didn't fold the envelope. Now let's open this envelope. Now, these always make me so nervous because you have to pull them, and I don't want to damage the envelope. I spent $700 on this iPad, and I just wouldn't want to damage the envelope. So as we open this, we find several things. We find the quick start guide. This is beautiful, as it is a heavy cardstock. It is, oh my gosh, they just put so much effort into making this beautiful. It tells you how to sync and how to charge it. Let's just set this off to the side so as not to be folded. Now we have the iPad Important Product Information Guide, filled with FCC filings and copyright literature. I will read every single word and offer a review on this pamphlet, because you all know how much the iPad means to me. I will read this pamphlet for you, for Steve. After all, I am YouTube's iTouch, iLover, reviewer, machine system, pod, I love iPad, Steve Jobs lover. The link is in the sidebar. And stickers, oh my gosh. These stickers are excellent. They're just, I can already see that they are such high quality with their shimmer and gloss. And on this cut paper, look at the corners. The corners are rounded. They are not squared. They are sawed off so as not to cut my precious fingers. I haven't been outside in 3 years, so I'm glad they filed down the edges. As you can see, there is fine print copywriting this envelope design, because we wouldn't want to damage that. Now, if you'll help me remember the exact order in which these came, I'm going to preserve these in a Ziploc bag as to not destroy them. This is already folded, and I am hugely disappointed. I might iron them when I get home. The wonderful... This is such thick cardboard. Fold this corner. Fold this corner. Oh my gosh. I damaged the envelope. Look at that. I may have to call Steve and see if he can get me another one. We are buddies. I email him all the time. sjobs@apple.com. Once he replied to me. The word was yes. I asked him if I could have his hand in marriage. It was, decrypted. It was encrypted in a language I invented so no one would ever find out. This is a USB cord. I already have one of these, so I will never pull this out of the packaging. In fact, I won't even touch it or look at it again, because it may collect dust, and that would just be detrimental to my happiness. This is the 10-watt charger. Apple decided they couldn't just allow the iPod to charge through anything. They wanted to provide this charger for you, so you could charge it in 4 hours rather than 8, because we all know that 8 hours is so long to wait. So it is a bit bigger, but as long as it was hand-assembled by Steve, I don't care. It can be as big as the earth. Now I'm going to very gently place this box on my seat as to not damage any of the corners, which are very nicely glued in place. Now we're going to take the iPad. I don't have a case right now, so I'm going to stick this in the box and leave it there for 3 weeks until I get one. I may turn this on, I'm not sure. I don't really want to get my fingerprint on the black button. This is just so frightening. I've never done anything like this before. There's the boogers, as you can clearly see, that are wiped all across this. I don't want to get my fingerprints on the cellophane wrapping that protects the device, because that would just be awful. Look at the speed. That is so fast. The A4 is not a Samsung chipset. It is exclusively made by Steve Jobs' hand and his welding tools. Look at this iTunes logo. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. I'm going to shut this thing off. I will connect it to my iTunes computer, and I will never look at it again. I will stick it back in the box, and I will pray for its safety every night before I go to sleep. If we turn it around, we see that there is a black Apple logo. Black is a very beautiful color because it's the color of Steve Jobs' turtlenecks. As you can see, there is iPad clearly engraved, because we all love clearly engraved things. And you can see that the 64 gigabyte icon is present. We would absolutely want this, because iTouch reviewer from YouTube, unboxing friend, fan of Steve Jobs lover, links in the sidebar, is very, very adamant at getting the very best. See what I do for you guys. As you look at the side, it is so thin. It's thinner than my penis. Well, not really, but close. It is so thin, and I can't even believe it. Because iTouch reviewer, gameplay, YouTube video master, Steve Jobs lover, Apple fan, links in the sidebar, is just so adamant, so excited and exuberant for this immersive experience. People have said this is heavy. This is the weight of my heart for Steve Jobs. It is not heavy at all. Because iTouch reviewer, iMaster from YouTube, Unboxer Man, Apple Jobs, Steve Lover, links in the sidebar, is very, very adamant. That's the word of the day. Actually, it's the only word I know. I'm so adamant at making sure this is pristine. As you can see, there are my fingerprints all over this cellophane wrapping, and I'm going to have to get my monster screen clean and clean this off. But as to not touch Steve Jobs' boogers, because we do want to preserve those. Who knows, one day they may be worth a lot of money. So this is me, that iPhone, snazzy, real touch reviewer person from YouTube. Links in the sidebar. And as always, love my iPad.